Here are top live streamers' murder. The further we go into the video, the more complicated the case gets, the last of these cases being the most dangerous. In 2016, a man named Steve Stevens took the life of 74-year-old Robert Godwin Sr. in Cleveland, Ohio, and live-streamed the entire crime on Facebook. It was a moment that would shake the world and leave viewers in shock. The live stream captured the cold and callous nature of the murder, as Godwin was simply walking home from Easter dinner, a peaceful man with no apparent connection to Stevens. Without any warning, Stevens approached him and casually shot him in the head, capturing it all on his phone. What makes this case particularly disturbing wasn't just the senselessness of the crime, but the fact that millions of people were unknowingly watching it unfold in real time. The video quickly went viral, and the public watched as the police tried to locate Stevens, who was on the run. Stevens made a chilling claim during his live stream that he was killing people in retaliation for a personal issue with his girlfriend, though there was no solid proof of this. The live stream became a haunting spectacle, drawing worldwide attention as viewers watched helplessly, unable to intervene. The case took a tragic turn when, just 2 days later, Stevens was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in his car after being cornered by the police in Pennsylvania. His death left more questions than answers, and the family of Robert Godwin was left grappling with the pain of losing their loved one in such a public, brutal way. It wasn't just a murder, it was a global event, and it raised complex questions about the role of social media in facilitating violence. Just a year after that tragic event, another murder was live-streamed on Facebook. In this case, the killer, Wutipong Phetcharee, filmed the execution-style murder of his girlfriend Prang in Thailand. This incident, also broadcast live, shocked the world for its brutality and the ease with which violence was shared on social media. What makes this case even more chilling is the fact that the murderer seemed to enjoy the act, as if it was part of a disturbing performance for the audience. Phetcharee's decision to live-stream the murder not only showcased his callousness, but also reflected a growing trend in which killers used social media as a platform to share their violence with the world. Just like the Stevens case, this act was witnessed by thousands of people across the globe, many of whom were horrified by what they were seeing but powerless to stop it. The video was swiftly taken down, but not before it was shared and viewed by countless others. As the case developed, investigators discovered that Phetcharee had a history of violent behavior, and his motive appeared to stem from a personal conflict with Prang. The live stream not only immortalized the murder, but also raised important conversations about mental health, the role of social media platforms in spreading such content, and the increasing frequency of these types of crimes. In the United States in 2018, a 17-year-old named Lavelle Davis Jr. was shot and killed in a public park in South Carolina, and his death was live-streamed by his assailant. The video showed Lavelle Davis Jr.'s final moments as he collapsed to the ground, trying to comprehend what had just happened. His assailant, a person with whom he had a prior conflict, filmed the incident while making it clear that he had no remorse. The video captured not only the violence but the chilling indifference of the murderer, who was willing to share this moment with the world, as if it were nothing more than a spectacle. As the video made its way through social media platforms, the police launched an investigation, but by then, the damage was done. Davis' family was left to deal with the emotional toll of not only losing their loved one, but also having to come to terms with the fact that his death was viewed by countless strangers online. This case shed light on the tragic trend of people seeking fame through violent acts, where the murder becomes secondary to the notoriety they may gain by broadcasting it. It's a reflection of a deeper issue, one that explores the intersection of mental health, personal grievances, and the dark side of social media culture. Another case that sent shockwaves through the digital world was the 2016 murder of a Texas woman, Alicia Granados, who was shot and killed in her car by her boyfriend, Jose Rosales. The murder was live-streamed on Facebook, and viewers were subjected to the disturbing sight of Granados pleading for her life before the camera abruptly cut off. This case, much like the others, was not only a violent crime but also a tragic glimpse into the power that social media platforms hold over the way we witness and experience death. The live stream itself was a chilling reminder of how easily people can become complicit bystanders to horrific acts when these events unfold in real time. It raised questions about how platforms like Facebook and other social media sites handle violent content, and how they balance the desire for real-time updates with the responsibility to protect viewers from witnessing trauma. Granados' family had to not only cope with the heartbreak of her murder, but also with the knowledge that her last moments were exposed to the world, further deepening the trauma. Perhaps one of the most terrifying cases occurred in Brazil in 2017, when a young man named Douglas Rafael dos Santos was killed by a group of men who live-streamed the entire murder on Facebook. Santos, who had been involved in a local gang, was ambushed by the group, and the video showed the brutal execution of a man who had seemingly been caught up in a violent underworld. The crime was broadcast for all to see, and like the other incidents, it raised urgent questions about the growing phenomenon of live-streamed violence. This case highlighted how social media has become a platform not only for entertainment, but also for criminal acts. The broadcast of Santos's death wasn't just about the crime, it was about the spectacle that it became for those watching, and the fact that these crimes were being filmed in such a matter-of-fact way, without any concern for the humanity of the victim. The use of Facebook Live to share the murder wasn't an isolated incident, but part of a disturbing trend that continues to grow. The trend of murder live streams continues to disturb, with each case reinforcing the disturbing intersection of violence, social media, and human nature. These incidents aren't just about the victims and the killers, they're about how we, as a society, are dealing with the rapid pace of technology, the loss of privacy, and the unsettling normalizing of violence in our daily lives. The question remains: how do we stop this trend, and how do we ensure that the legacy of these lives lost is not reduced to mere moments of shock and fascination? These cases are tragic, not only because of the loss of life, but because of the way they expose the vulnerabilities in a digital age that moves far too quickly for the world to keep up.